Because everybody is, just had a dead December, it seems like, with obviously the holidays are always a quiet time of the year, but then on top of that, the election and the aftermath of the election leading up to the inauguration, it seemed like everything in the world almost was on hold. I know it wasn't, but it felt that way.
No, no, it was. A lot of people were holding their breath. There's a lot of blue people out there. And
Yes,
I talked to several agents who had their own clients going, I'm going to wait.
right.
And it wasn't like, so they were waiting for the election. And then, okay, Trump won. And now he's like, he's spouting all of this stuff. It's like all of these policies. These are all the things I'm going to do. And so now you have a lot of people in the US from other countries going, I don't I don't know if I'm going to be able to invest in property and be able to stay in it. A lot of questions are asked. So we have a lot of groups, a lot of cultures kind of crossing their fingers right now, going, "Well, I hope I'm good. I hope they don't, pull me out of my house." So, and but it's not like one big thing. It's a whole bunch of little things. And now that we are in the we are post inauguration. Some of the feedback, I was talking to one lady, her husband works in the building industry, and she says, that's the finger, she says, building's going to slow down because we're losing part of our workforce. They're all in hiding.
Well, and the question about tariffs continues to, it's a good question on any imported building materials. And with smart homes and all kinds of things that were, we do rely on the international market for a lot of our building materials. Anyway, the point is, it's what's the old saying? Right now, it's a little bit like drinking from the fire hose. There's so much coming at us.
Yep, yep, and that's true. And we don't know what to make of it, and we won't until the dust settles, right?
Right, right.
With everything going on. Hold on a minute. Let's make sure. Terry joined us and he fell out. He's having internet problems, but
Oh,
um, yeah. So I think everything's up in the air right now. Still,
yeah.
right now there are some people who are still confident. They're buying and selling homes and writing contracts and all those things. But I think I just had a conversation with an agent earlier. She was like, what am I doing wrong? Or what else can I do? And, we had a rather lengthy discussion, which is kind of why I wanted to, I'm recording this session because think some of the things that I want to share here, and I hope that, you might be able to offer as well, will be helpful to other agents.
Right.
I'm talking to agents who want to step up their game. Last 2 years have been difficult, and we can't sit around waiting for the market to change anymore. We have to
No,
be If you're an agent and you want to build your business, you're going to have to be proactive, right?
absolutely.
You're going to have to be. So what's the difference? And when I teach this, when I teach the new agent course, right? And I'm teaching agents how to go into a listing. This is my proposal. Here's my marketing plan. These are all the passive things I'm going to do for you. I'm going to passively put a sign in your front yard. I'm going to put your information to the MLS. I pay out of my fees. I pay for syndication, so it goes off into Zillow. It goes off into Realtor.com. Shirley and I were just talking about that. We're looking for some. There might be some changes happening in that industry too. So if you want your listing to show up, we might have some more costs to that. That's all passive. Active, doing an open house, knocking on doors in a neighborhood, making phone calls. Those are active. Those are things that we're involved with, and we could do digital marketing, and that's okay too. But I'm going to tell you the difference is going to be people who are willing to put in the effort.
Well, and I agree, especially that I don't care. I'm a self-avowed old timer, but it's still a people business. you still do better when you're working with people. And
When
I,
you're meeting them face to face.
yeah, absolutely. Even if it's digital, even if it's, you know, like this, I feel like I'm in your office. Okay, our technology is wonderful, but without that personal touch, without that connection, people to people, I just think we lose so much. Absolutely lose so much. Um, you know, that if I have one, the whole technological world has me to a certain extent baffled. Because number one, I don't know where we're going. I don't know even what we've got, let alone where we're going. But the fact that, especially the younger people in our country, we don't communicate the way we once did, verbally. I don't really with so much chat AI now. We don't even communicate the same way in writing. We rely on a lot of sources, you know, to put together our messages. So anyway, to me, I agree completely that it has to be proactive, has to be hands-on, and as personal as you can make it, all the better.
I will tell you, it's 100% of the time when I see the successful agents in here, it's their sphere of influence.
Yes.
It's what they've built up over time. And if you're lucky enough, you come in with it. We had one agent, she was a retired school teacher. Her parents loved her. Hundreds of parents from hundreds of kids. And she stayed in touch with them. And guess what?
Oh boy.
I'm so happy. Oh yeah, I'd be love. Oh, you're wonderful. We'd be happy to work with you. Yeah, help us buy a house, help us list a house. And she took off out of the gate. We got people right here. I know Shirley's killing it. She's got incredible customer service. Sorry,
Right.
Shirley, I'm not singling you out. Certainly not in a bad way. But Shirley's out. She's not hanging
Okay.
around.
I
Shirley,
try.
you try and you succeed because you're out, you're meeting people, you're greeting people, and obviously, Shirley, you're doing something right. Your numbers were very good last year, I will tell you. And nothing to scoff at. You're a very successful agent, Shirley. And
No, thank you.
whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. And Shirley, actually, if you don't mind, maybe share one or two of your of some of the activities that you do that you find to be successful and helpful to you.
Um, well, I do my follow-ups, I communicate, and I think I've been successful because it's just the service, the customer service. Like I pick up my phone. I have customers call me at 8 o'clock. I always pick up my phone. I always call back, and then one thing I will say that helps me, do good, even when the rates are crazy and the market's crazy. I'm very familiar with the grants, like the Orange County grant. Different counties have different
Yep,
grants, and that'll keep you going. Even when the interest rate was high, I did okay because of the grants that I was able to help them get. So I think
awesome.
that's a great a factor in why I stay busy because a lot of my clients, and it's word of mouth, they tell each other they got 30 grand or 40 grand, or one single mom got 50 grand and she's paying less for her mortgage than she was, rent.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? So stuff like
Yes,
that is why I do okay.
yes. I
And
had
I
a
think that's the main reason, actually. I
well.
keep.
You know what? And that's key. But I think the other
Yeah.
don't belittle. Yes,
Right.
finding money is key, right? That's
Right. Right.
but don't belittle the fact that
Right. I mean, I
the
get
customer
investors too
service.
that don't require it, but you know what I mean?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. But if you're giving good service and they're happy with you because there were no surprises in the end, you walked them through all of the details, you got them through the whole process. You know,
Hmm.
there's nothing more pleasant for a real estate agent, at least in my experience, to hear at on the closing day when they look at you and they go, that wasn't as anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. That was
Right.
actually that was fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. That was great. But in the
Yep.
back of your mind, you're looking at them like you have no clue.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm a glorified babysitter.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, we're right. And you're not just babysitting the customer. You're babysitting the oh, hold on. Put you on hold. Windows wants to update. Cross your fingers. You're babysitting the title company. Make sure they're doing their due diligence. You're
Everything,
babysitting the
the whole
lender.
transaction. Yep.
You know, people, agents who sit around and get caught off guard because, well, nobody said anything.
Right.
Look, I was a project manager in my later years or past years, and uh, we went around. Hey, where are you on this project? Where are you? We're due on this. So this is the date. Are you going to be ready? Are we going to have an issue? No,
Hmm.
no. Okay, just checking, just checking.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't heard from so and so on this. Great, I'm on the phone. I'll take care of that for you.
Hmm.
It's a huge benefit.
Yep.
Agents who don't take advantage of a transaction management service, if Shirley, God bless you, you get so busy, you're just working with customers all day long, and
Right.
you get a good
Yeah.
service behind you that's
Yeah.
keeping an eye on the transaction, then that
Yeah.
could be very helpful.
Yeah. I thought about getting a coordinator, but again, my clients are so used to me, they're gonna call me anyway.
And
You
that
know what I mean?
and
They're
that's the
gonna
way it
reach
goes.
out. Yeah.
Yep. That's the way it
So
goes. So, one or the other, it's just nice to know you have tools at your disposal
yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that. So
So
that's
yeah,
good.
definitely knowing about the first time buyers program is helpful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here's another program might be helpful. And sometimes the listing agents won't even know this. Nick had helped me out. I did have a listing, and it actually qualified for what's called the Chase program.
Oh, okay, yeah, 7,000 or something. Yeah,
Well, it was below
75.
market interest
Hmm.
rate.
Oh, okay.
In other words, if it was at 7% and you had a buyer coming in, the property
Hmm.
qualified for below market interest rate. So
Wow.
depending on the buyers where they were at, credit wise and stuff, they could get like an eighth, a quarter, almost up to a full point below market interest rate on
Right.
their loan
Yeah. Okay.
because the house qualified. And a lot of agents, we put the word out on that too. That's powerful if you have a listing, but it's also powerful if you're looking at a home and this is more rural than urban. So on the outskirts, if seems thinly sparse, call up Nick and go, hey, I have an address I'm looking at. Would
Hmm.
this qualify? Sellers, probably the listing agents don't even know, and that's another sad thing because
Yeah.
they're not educated. Um,
Yep.
and as a listing agent, that's powerful to know all that too. Hey, this area qualifies for
Hmm.
grant money and all of these things. We have signs all over the place, special financing available.
Hmm.
Throwing that as a rider on your signs can be helpful
Yeah.
because there is special financing always available. So, thank you, Shirley, for sharing that. I
Hmm.
want to share my screen real quick because I want to record it here. This was an email that I sent out several months ago. Share. There we go. Okay. There you are. Boom. So I put this out November, right around Thanksgiving. And lead sources, referral and low cost. You might want to go check your email if you're watching this recording. Anyway, it was a video of me going, hey, look what we did. We gathered together some updated resources. There's even links in here, programs that you can get into buy leads. There's referral programs. Here's what their splits are. And it's a wonderful resource if you're looking to go after leads. A conversation I had with an agent earlier this week, we were talking about this very email, and she said, "Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and look for that." I'm like, "Great," but in a market where it's very highly competitive, and if especially working with buyers, NARA's made it more what's the word we use? Challenging. There's more facets to it, certainly. I find it helpful, and anybody correct me if I'm wrong. I find it helpful if you, as an agent, you go into a market where there are the fewest number of agents. So, what's the number one thing that the majority of the agents are going after? Anybody? Right? If we're going into if we're doing most of the social media ads, everything they're going for listings and they're going for buyers. I'm looking for sellers, I'm looking for buyers, but it's kind of generic, right? How many agents have you ever run to that have a relationship with, oh, I don't know, maybe a couple of probate attorneys, divorce attorneys,
None yet.
short-term, short sale, bankruptcy attorneys? You know, not a lot of agents are going there. And if you happen to get into an opportunity where you can meet up with some of these, even if you drop by the office and try to, shake hands with the gatekeeper, drop a card, maybe put a pro forma together of who you are and what you do, what your services are, maybe with some reviews, the whole thing. Get a relationship with a couple of attorneys because, there's not a lot of people who are doing that. The key is, and you hear this all the time, when you're advertising, you're going where all the people are, right? So when you're following social media and you're trying to figure out, well, where's the best place to put a social media ad? Everybody's in Facebook, but the most popular place right now, Instagram and TikTok. TikTok, oh my God, it's taken off, and people were in tears at the thought of it leaving us, and we got a 75-day reprieve, but that's when you're advertising. But when you're doing business, you want to do business in a place where there's the least amount of competition. And so it would behoove any one of us who want to increase our opportunities to don some professional attire and go and visit, identify and visit some offices. Now, it's very possible that they're going to have relationships with it. Oh yeah, I have a friend of mine. I have a couple of people I work with. Great. Because what ends up happening is, oh, I tried, Joe, I tried Fred, I tried Jane. They're not available, but hey, this guy Alan, he stopped by my office and he sends me updates and emails and stuff like that. So I'm going to give Alan a call and see if he's available to help out my client. And boom, next thing you know, you have an opportunity. Nothing is instant in any business I've ever been in. It's not instant. It takes time to build relationships, whether you're building them with clients or whether you're building them with professionals or other agents. All of that takes time, and we just get impatient and we want it now, and we can't do it. So I spoke with this agent, and that was one of the conversations I had with her. And it was like these are all proactive things that we can do in building our network. Put it into your weekly routine that one day you're going to go out, you've identified 2 or 3 different law offices that you want to stop by, shake some hands, leave some cards. We get people in here regularly. Everybody wants to cater to a real estate broker with 200 agents. They leave us gift baskets and stacks of cards and all kinds of cool stuff so that we'll remember them sometime in the future. It's like, oh, I'm looking for this resource. And you go, oh, actually, I have something right here. Somebody dropped off and, they stop by every 3 months or so and I'm on their mailing list, whatever. Top of mind. With customers, with vendors, with professionals. It's really all about being top of mind and adding value. Anyway, that's my soapbox for today. That's kind of spending a lot of time there. So, anything else anybody would like to chat about or add to? Ted, we miss you around here. You used to stop by, once a week.
Yeah, and that's going to change. You're going to see more of me.
Great.
More of me. I want to take a page out of the book of Alan Dion, who spent early days in the office.
I did.
And you've
You know,
talked about that a great deal. And you've said on many occasions that that was beneficial even to this day. You're
absolutely.
still getting benefits from having done that.
I can't work from home. I can't. Aside from all the little furry distractions that are running around my house, there's a big one. It's called a refrigerator, and I visit it too often. And you're sitting at home and you got your office and you're looking and you're thinking, oh, I should at least do the dishes before I start. And then it's like, oh, I should at least throw in a load of laundry right. And the next thing you know, your morning's gone, and all the things that you were going to do, I'll push them off to the afternoon. But your morning
Yeah.
activities, the way you should align it is your morning activities should be, your goal should be setting up meetings for the afternoon. But if you don't have a meeting, the best place to be is get plugged in to some place that you can draw energy from. And believe me, we got a lot of energy around here, right, Carmen?
Well, I was just about to say, you walk a lot around that corner table where the chocolate is at and all those donuts and all those candies.
Yes.
So forget about the refrigerator. He has.
Are you going to take that, Mr. Broca?
I don't know what she's saying. She's on mute.
I heard her.
Hey,
Oh,
wasn't me. And there are healthy snacks on that table, by the way.
Healthy.
Carmen she keeps putting herself
Stop
on mute.
muting me.
You do hit, however, Alan, on another very important thing that's happening in our world, and that is starting right with this new administration in Washington, the big push to get back into the office. All of those buildings sitting around in Washington, D.C. empty, but there are a lot of them everywhere as far as that goes. And
Yeah.
people have gotten used to working at home.
Mhm.
I'm like you. I don't prefer it. I never have. Although I've done it a lot, I'd still rather be in an office
You
just
know,
because of the energy.
Ted, you, me, and Alan were a dying breed.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But we ain't dead yet.
But something, all that being said, I like to see an agent like Shirley, for instance. I'm picking on Shirley because she's here, but she's successful. And although she works from home, she's not home a lot because she's out, right? Shirley, you're out showing homes, you're out doing listing engagements. I mean, you're at home in your office
Yes.
using your time efficiently to get
Yes.
out,
Exactly.
right? So the idea is if you're going to work from home, it's not the idea to stay at home. It's to get things done and set those appointments and get out and engage with people. And that's where a lot of agents fall short. It's okay to work from home, but don't stay there. You got to get out and set up your business plan so that you're being proactive and you're finding ways, setting appointments, whatever it happens to be. And if it's not an appointment with a buyer or a lister or a professional in or near related to your field, it can be to an event. Get involved. If you got kids, get involved with your school. If you're setting roots in your town, get involved in the community. Orlando's a city. There's tons of things to get involved into. And I know it's difficult. I will tell you, I'll be honest with you. I'm an introvert, and it's the most challenging thing for me to get my butt out and into the public and get involved with people. I mean, I've done it my whole life. I was a scout leader. I was on the PTA. I was on the, I ran for town council one year, and I mean, I've always been out there, but there are times when we just get comfortable, and comfort's not always our friend. And comfort doesn't last forever, because if you sit around being comfortable for too long, a lot of things have passed you by and you'll find yourself in a very difficult position. So, Alan and I, it's our goal to find ways and look for ways to help people. But I will share this. we get discouraged when we put together stuff and nobody shows up. We had an event here a couple of months ago with a guest speaker hosted by Equitable Title. It was phenomenal. We had 40 people show up because we invited agents from other brokerages. We opened the doors to like everybody within I don't know, it was like a 20-mile radius, and we filled that room. It was amazing. And what great energy, honestly. And for advice for people who aren't where they think they want to be, where they need to be, you got to stay plugged in. You got to. And you know what? As your broker, I'll put it out there. If there's something we're not doing that we should be doing, let us know. We'll make it happen. That's what we're here for. I'd love to hear from an agent going, hey, you know what? This is what I need. I love people who set up appointments with me and go, hey, Alan, I'm trying to work out a business plan. Can you spare some time? Absolutely. 100% of the time I can. Not a problem. Happy to do it. The broker is not too busy to help their agents, at least not here at Ameriteam. Not here at Ameriteam. No way. So, okay, I'm off my soapbox again. India, you've been very quiet. So, if you haven't met India yet, India is our newest addition to the family here at Ameriteam. India is our recruiter. She's also a licensed real estate agent. And say hi, India.
Hello, happy Wednesday.
Yes, happy Wednesday. And India is here at the office. She does work from home and she's out in the field. So she's going after it. And she's got talk about great energy.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
So before we say goodbye for the day, anybody have anything else that they want to touch on, bring up, something we might want to get set up for our next coffee with the broker, or talk about or share for our next Monday morning motivation? You look like your wheels are spinning there, Ted.
Oh, yeah, it always happens when I listen into your presentations. You give me ideas. What you planted a seed, or you're pouring a little water on a seed that I planted last fall. One of the places I need to be stopping every week, every single week, is our public library over here in Celebration. You'd be amazed at the activities that are going on over there that you can become involved with. All kinds of things at the public library. And for instance, during the election, you could help people get to the polls if they needed it. Just things
Okay.
like that. Public
Sure.
service type activities. Well, activity is the key word.
Sounds like a great place to host, hey, first-time homebuyer seminar.
It is. It's excellent. I don't know if it's against the law or not, but I used to stop by my local police station, at least once a month, and firehouses with a dozen donuts and put my card inside the box. And I got to know the desk sergeants very, very well at the police station. And those donuts didn't last till I hit the door on the way out.
Did you get arrested?
No,
Then it's probably not against the law.
it's a government house. It's public property. There's there's nothing wrong with saying thank you to our firefighters, to our law enforcement officers, to our military, to anybody who is helping keep our society. There's nothing wrong with that.
So another great business plan, and I met somebody who did this. They struck up a relationship with a couple of the local home builder salespeople,
That's a great one.
and they would bring coffee and Danish in to the salespeople at the construction sites, right? Because they're sitting there, they're waiting for people to come in, and they had agents introducing blah blah blah. But this particular agent, what he did was, if so, somebody comes into a new home construction site and says, I want to buy a new home, but I got to sell my old home. Great. Tell you what we'll do. We got an agent we work with. He'll list your home for free, or at least he won't charge you, right?
Right.
And we'll put you in touch with him, and you can work with him, and we'll get your house sold, and then we'll get you into your new home. So the agent, having the relationship that they did with the people on the sales floor, would list the house and not collect commission for it, but he get commission on the buy side.
Sure.
He got the
Absolutely.
builder's 3+ bonus or whatever. So
Yeah.
he got the builder commission. So whatever he did over here, it paid off over here. And it was a good way to build a business. And you might say, well, he's giving up half his commission. No, no, he's getting a commission
That's right.
he never would have gotten any piece of if he hadn't struck up that relationship. So it's a wonderful thing to strike up a relationship with a new home sales person or crew and have that level of trust where, you get a call from the girl on the floor going, I got somebody for you. You might want to get down here. Or here's their information. Give them a call right away.
Well, I absolutely love Nick and Marie and Manny. They're my go-to mortgage people in the city of Orlando. Are not. But I'm amazed how many real estate agents do not go to mortgage broker gatherings. You can always be an affiliate member of the Mortgage Bankers Association, whatever it's called here. And there are more organizations than one.
Yeah.
And you can do volunteer stuff. You can follow the title companies around when they're giving their presentations like we got. There are so many opportunities. It's only limited by your thought process.
Here's another one. Greater Orlando Builders Association.
That's an excellent one. The
GOBA,
home builders, I've worked with
GOBA.
them for 40 years. And let me tell you, and right now, they've got a large part of the market, including the mortgage market. So the other thing that we should remember is that there are other things than FHA and VA. And even when we think about mortgage loans in the area of USDA and the grants, and I thought what Shirley mentioned is that's a great idea, the grants. But let's don't forget that there are a lot of the counties out, especially the rural areas, that have grants for first-time buyers in their counties. You don't have to be a first-time buyer, but if you're moving with your business to a new county, there are grants available. You got to ask about those things. You got to find out about those things. And certainly there are opportunities around every corner if you just get out and go and find them.
A lot of times, if you're in the MLS and you're looking at a listing, it will tell you, just click on the dollar sign in the listing. It will tell you what kind of money is available for that home.
Sure.
It will give you,
absolutely.
it'll give you the state and local,
Well, one thing that
Fine.
we ought to keep in mind, at least in the next few months, and really, if you think about it, it's all because of so many people are sitting on their houses because they have low interest rates. And we know that. They don't want to lose that low interest rate. Right now, a hot item in the mortgage world is HELOCs and seconds.
Yep.
A lot of them. We also have, and you and I have talked about this in the past, utilized owner carry seconds. That's a wonderful financing source if an owner is in a position to do that.
And you know what? You bring up a good point, Ted, because I've actually, in the last couple of months, have seen a few of those come across my desk.
I think we'll see more.
Because agents will get them and not know what to do with them.
Yeah, because they've never dealt with them. We've been spoiled with the low interest rates and easy money. And guess what? Those days are gone. They may come back. I've seen them come and go and come and go.
It's really difficult to find somebody who's trying to sell their house to go for a deal like that.
Yeah, you almost have to have somebody who's got a cash-free house. But I know we've certainly seen them in the past when people would say, well, okay, maybe I'm going to have to borrow a little bit more to get my new house. I'm telling you right now, there are people out there wanting to move, but they feel psychologically stuck with the low interest rates.
Well, it's financial too, right? So
Well, yeah,
right. So they bought at a good rate in 2020, 2021. They're in their house, or maybe even pre that, because even the interest rates were pretty decent in
they
2018,
have been,
right?
yes,
They've been a long time.
long time.
So they're 4 or 5 years into their house. They're paying between 2 and 3%, and it's a good size house.
Mhm.
But now between now and then, well, I look at my own budget and it's like, well, food is exponentially higher. Fuel is exponentially higher. My cost of living is exponentially higher. So my budget money, I'm paying my mortgage. I got everything going on, but my free money is now shrink. And in actuality, in some instances, you see families that have gone into debt. Now the credit cards are climbing up.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern right now for our industry, if not for the country. Is
Yes.
private credit card debt. We're drowning in it, and it's
Yeah.
awful to try to get folks basically to get them qualified when they have 50, 60, $70,000 in outstanding credit cards at 22%. It makes no sense.
I was just reading, Alan shares information with me. Let's see if I can find it. Elliot's brief blog. Is this the one? Might be, yes. That is not the one. I think it's this one. Okay. This is called affordability absence. In 2024, the income needed to buy a median priced home of in 2024, the income needed to buy a median priced home of $429,734 and spend no more than 30% of the income on housing. The median income was $116,782.
Yeah.
Okay. So in order to afford an average home, 429 now, we're talking about that's kind of the new price range, above 400,000 now for the standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath home.
Oh, that's our national average.
Right? That's it. A buyer with a median income of $83,782 would have to spend 41.8% of their income on housing. While that's a slight improvement from the 42% in 2023, 24 ranks in the second as rank 2024 ranks as the second least affordable home buying year on record between 2013 and 2019. It averaged 29.1%. That being said, in 2019, the median home price you required to purchase a home was between 80 and 90,000. So about $85,000 for a family to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That was your median income required, and now it's $116,000. Ouch. Which means, Shirley, grant money is super helpful.
Yes.
But you've got those people in those homes and they're paying 2 and 3%. So if they needed to move because, well, my job is shifting and I got to go here, they can afford, in order to afford the same living expense-wise, they're going to be looking at a much smaller home. And that's the difficulty. It's not just the psychological, it is the affordability factor. So that's the tough one. For the same money, they're going to have to, for the same home, they're going to have to spend a lot more money than they did 4 or 5 years ago. And that's just the way it is. So, yes, but they're doing it. And I think that's the key thing. It's like, I get it. Alan will tout there's no such thing as a bad market. It's all about attitude. Well, there is such thing as bad markets. We've been in one. So, but we can't succumb to it. We can't, we can't let that affect our attitude. We have, we have to plow forward and do things that other agents are doing. So,
Well, one of the silliest things we've seen in the last week is the loyal opposition, the good folks in the Democrat side of the aisle. Suddenly, once the Republicans, Mr. Trump was inaugurated, and suddenly we hear people like Senator, what's her name from Massachusetts, Warren, say, "My God, can you believe the price of eggs? How come those prices haven't come down? He's been in office for 5 days.
5 whole days. Oh my God.
We'll be lucky if we work out of this thing in the next year."
Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. If you've got workers staying at home because they're afraid of ICE, and they're not building homes
That's a big problem. That's a big problem.
or helping out on the farms, right?
Another big problem.
Harvesting the farms, it's going to be an issue. And these have cropped up in articles here and there. Southern California is a big one. Workers they're staying home. They're not coming to work.
Yeah.
So,
And that Central Valley, the breadbasket of the West Coast, really almost of the country in some ways, they've relied on migrant workers for decades. That's not going to change.
well, and it used to be that they would come up across the border, they would work, and they'd go home.
Every day.
And I don't like to see crime. I think criminals should be shipped out, but you've got hardworking people.
Yes,
It's a political nightmare. It really is.
it
It's
is. It
logistical
is.
and a humanity nightmare, and it's just unfortunate.
Yes. And as smart folks often say, there are two sides to every story. Nobody's right all the time. Nobody's wrong all the time. We're somewhere in the middle, and you're right. It's a problem for us as a society that we've got to remember that somebody's got to do the work. I love to have a lot of opportunities, but there's got to be somebody there that is going to be able to take the opportunity.
Which brings us right back around. If you're a realtor, you're the one that's got to do the work.
That's right.
You got to do the work.
We went all the way around the barn.
That's it. That's it. Ted, I always appreciate you. If you do get a chance to come by the office, spend
I
some
will.
time. Maybe we'll do lunch together. There's like a dozen places nearby. We can grab a taco and empanada. We can do Asian. We can do Thai.
Great idea.
Yeah, a hamburger. I'm all for it.
And put on WhatsApp a Mr. Dion note that we're going to have lunch today at the Taco Bell. Feel free to stop by and say hi.
There you go. Likewise, Shirley. Don't be a stranger around here. Although we're very happy that you're very busy, and that's good. So God bless.
Thank you.
And to all those watching this, even though you weren't here, I hope you get something from this and can apply it to what you're doing. Our Motivational Mondays have been less motivational, more instructive. The last several weeks, we've been doing the 12-week goal setting instead of 12-month goal setting. We've been looking at systems and other things, right? So I know anybody in January, if you're doing your planning for 2025, you're way behind the 8 ball because you should have been doing that in November or December. But better late than never. And so if you're looking to build out your year, now there's no better time than now. Don't put it off any longer. And if you're looking for ideas, if you haven't found any here, give me a shout. That's what your broker's here for. Help you out. So everybody, I love you guys. Take care and see you around.